Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about someone incredibly important. That person is you. Yes, you. The one standing in the mirror every single day. The one who holds the power to change everything, not the world, not others, but yourself. And when you do that, the world around you transforms. We live in a time where distractions are everywhere. Notifications, opinions, comparisons. It's so easy to look at what everyone else is doing and lose sight of what truly matters. But let me tell you this, your greatest competition isn't out there. It's the person you were yesterday. The only way to win in life is to focus on improving yourself. That improvement doesn't require perfection, it demands consistency. So often we feel overwhelmed by the enormity of what we want to achieve. The goals seem too big, the journey too long, and the obstacles too daunting. But here's the truth, you don't have to conquer the mountain in one leap. You just have to take the first step. Starting small doesn't mean your dreams are small. It simply means you're building a strong foundation. A skyscraper begins with a single brick. A marathon starts with a single step. You don't need to have it all figured out today. You just need to begin. Think about it. How many times have you put off doing something because it didn't feel like the perfect time? We wait for the right moment, the right mood, or the right circumstances. But here's the secret, the perfect time doesn't exist. Life is messy, unpredictable, and constantly moving. Waiting for the perfect time is just another way to stay stuck. What you do today matters more than what you plan to do someday. It's not about making massive changes overnight. It's about making small, intentional decisions every single day. Read one page of that book you've been meaning to start. Take 5 minutes to stretch or move your body. Write down one idea that excites you. Call one person you've been meaning to reconnect with. These tiny actions might feel insignificant in the moment, but over time, they build momentum. Think of it like planting a seed. At first, it seems like nothing is happening. The ground looks the same, but beneath the surface, the roots are growing. Slowly but surely, with consistent care, that seed will break through the soil and grow into something remarkable. The same is true for you. Every small effort you make is a seed you plant for your future self. And here's the beauty of starting small, it removes excuses. You don't need hours of free time. You don't need expensive tools or resources. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to start with what you have, where you are, and do what you can. Momentum builds confidence. When you see the results of those small efforts, a completed chapter, a healthier habit, a skill learned, you realize what's possible. Progress fuels motivation, and before you know it, those small steps turn into giant leaps. Don't underestimate the power of starting small. It's not about how fast you move or how much you do. It's about starting now, because the only thing standing between you and your goals is the decision to take that first step today. Failure is often seen as something to avoid, a sign of weakness or evidence that we're not good enough. But in truth, failure is one of life's greatest teachers. It's not a reflection of who you are, it's a part of the process of becoming who you're meant to be. When you fail, it doesn't mean you've lost, it means you've learned something valuable. It's proof that you're stepping outside your comfort zone and trying to achieve something meaningful. Every successful person you admire has faced failure. They didn't succeed in spite of it, they succeeded because of it. Failure provides feedback. It shows you what isn't working, what needs to change, and where you need to grow. It forces you to adapt, refine your approach, and become better. Without failure, progress would be impossible. Think about a child learning to walk. They stumble and fall countless times, but they don't give up. They don't see falling as failure, they see it as part of the journey. Each time they fall, they gain strength, balance, and coordination until finally they walk confidently. The same principle applies to you. Each failure is helping you build the strength and resilience you need to succeed. The fear of failure is often what holds us back. We worry about what others will think or how we'll feel if things don't go as planned. But here's the truth, the greatest failure is not trying at all. When you avoid failure, you also avoid growth. You miss out on the opportunity to discover your potential and achieve things you never thought possible. When you embrace failure, you shift your mindset. You stop seeing mistakes as the end of the road and start seeing them as stepping stones. You realize that failure is temporary, but the lessons it teaches are lasting. Every misstep is a chance to grow. Every setback a chance to come back stronger. It's important to approach failure with curiosity rather than judgment. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently next time? These questions turn failure into a tool for self-improvement. They allow you to extract value from every experience, no matter how difficult or disappointing it may seem. Remember, failure is not your enemy. It's your ally. It's there to challenge you, to push you beyond your limits, and to help you discover what you're truly capable of. So don't fear failure, embrace it. Use it as a guide, a motivator, and a teacher. Because every time you fail, you're one step closer to success. And every time you rise after falling, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than you ever imagined. In a world where we are constantly exposed to the lives of others, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. Social media, conversations, and even casual observations can make us feel like we're not enough. We see someone achieving something we dream of, and instead of feeling inspired, we feel inadequate. But here's the truth: comparison is a thief. It steals your joy, your peace, and your focus. It distracts you from the incredible journey you're on and the unique potential within you. Your life is yours alone, and no one else's path looks exactly like yours. Comparing yourself to others is like comparing apples to oranges. They're both valuable, but they're different. You were not born to live someone else's story. You were born to create your own. The beauty of life lies in its diversity, and each of us is on a journey that's perfectly designed for our growth and purpose. When you compare yourself to others, you often see only the highlight reel of their lives. You see their successes, achievements, and moments of glory, but you don't see the struggles, failures, and sacrifices that came with them. It's easy to assume someone has it all together, but everyone is facing challenges you may never know about. When you focus on someone else's life, you miss the opportunity to fully invest in your own. Instead of looking at what others are doing, shift your focus inward. Ask yourself, how can I improve? What are my goals? What do I want to achieve? These are the questions that matter. Life is not a competition. It's a personal journey of growth, learning, and becoming the best version of yourself. Celebrate the success of others without letting it diminish your own worth. Someone else's achievements don't take away from your potential. In fact, their success can be a source of inspiration and a reminder of what's possible. When you let go of comparison, you free yourself to feel genuinely happy for others while staying committed to your own progress. Remember, progress isn't about being better than someone else. It's about being better than you were yesterday. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were before. Focus on your journey, your goals, and your growth. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. By avoiding comparisons, you create space to appreciate your unique strengths and abilities. You begin to see the value in your experiences, even the challenging ones. You stop chasing someone else's dreams and start building your own. You realize that your worth isn't determined by how you measure up to others, but by the effort you put into becoming your best self. So let go of comparisons and embrace your individuality. Your journey is yours to walk, and it's meant to be as unique as you are. Celebrate that, focus on your path, trust your timing, and remember that true fulfillment comes from becoming the best version of you. Discipline is often misunderstood. Many think of it as a form of restriction, something that limits freedom and takes away spontaneity. But the reality is quite the opposite. Discipline is not a cage, it's the key that unlocks the door to true freedom. It's the foundation upon which you can build the life you want, achieve your goals, and live on your own terms. When you practice discipline, you take control of your actions instead of being controlled by impulses or circumstances. Think about it. How often do we give in to short-term desires that take us further away from our long-term goals? Whether it's procrastinating, indulging in unhealthy habits, or avoiding difficult tasks, these choices might feel good in the moment, but they create chaos over time. Discipline is what allows you to break free from those patterns and align your actions with your aspirations. Discipline gives you the power to make consistent progress. It helps you prioritize what truly matters and eliminate distractions that pull you off course. Imagine a ship sailing toward a destination. Without a disciplined captain at the helm, the ship would drift aimlessly, tossed around by the wind and waves. But with discipline, the captain can steer the ship steadily toward its goal, regardless of the challenges along the way. This isn't about perfection. It's about commitment. Discipline means showing up for yourself every day, even when you don't feel like it. It means doing the hard things because you know they're worth it. Whether it's sticking to a workout routine, saving money, or dedicating time to learning a new skill, discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The beauty of discipline is that it creates momentum. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes. Each time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen your self-control and build habits that support your growth. These habits, over time, create a life of stability and achievement. Discipline doesn't eliminate freedom, it expands it. When you're disciplined with your time, you free yourself from the stress of procrastination and the regret of wasted opportunities. When you're disciplined with your finances, you gain the freedom to invest in the things that truly matter. When you're disciplined with your health, you give yourself the freedom to live an energetic and fulfilling life. It's also important to recognize that discipline is a form of self-respect. It's a way of saying, I value my goals enough to work for them. I value my potential enough to push myself. I value my future enough to make sacrifices today. When you practice discipline, you honor yourself and the life you're capable of creating. True freedom isn't about doing whatever you want, whenever you want. It's about having the ability to choose your path and follow it with intention. It's about living a life that aligns with your values and dreams, not one dictated by fleeting pleasures or external pressures. Discipline gives you that freedom. It empowers you to design your life instead of letting life design you. So embrace discipline not as a burden, but as a gift. Let it guide your actions, shape your habits, and lead you toward the life you've always imagined. Because with discipline, everything becomes possible, and in that you find the ultimate freedom. In the pursuit of our goals, it's easy to become so focused on what lies ahead that we forget to look back and see how far we've come. We often fall into the trap of thinking that only the final achievement matters, that success is a destination we must reach before we can feel proud of ourselves. But the truth is, progress deserves to be celebrated at every step, no matter how small. Progress is the heartbeat of growth. It's the proof that you're moving forward, even if it feels slow. Each step you take, each challenge you overcome, is a victory in itself. These moments are not insignificant. They're the building blocks of success. Without them, the big wins wouldn't be possible. Recognizing your progress isn't about settling for less. It's about acknowledging the effort, resilience, and dedication it takes to keep going. When you take time to celebrate progress, you fuel your motivation. Think about how energizing it feels to know that your hard work is paying off. Acknowledging progress gives you a sense of accomplishment and reminds you that you're capable of achieving even more. It shifts your mindset from one of scarcity, where nothing ever feels like enough, to one of abundance, where every step is valuable and worthy of recognition. Celebrating progress also helps you stay present. So often we're fixated on what's next, on reaching the next milestone or ticking the next box. While ambition is important, living solely in the future can leave you feeling drained and dissatisfied. When you pause to honor your journey, you ground yourself in the present moment. You remind yourself that life isn't just about destinations, it's about the experiences, lessons, and growth you gain along the way. This doesn't mean you need to throw a party for every small win, but it does mean you should find ways to honor your efforts. Maybe it's taking a moment to reflect on what you've achieved. Maybe it's treating yourself to something you enjoy. Maybe it's sharing your progress with someone who supports and believes in you. The act of celebrating doesn't have to be extravagant, it just needs to be meaningful to you. When you celebrate progress, you also create a positive feedback loop. Your brain begins to associate effort and growth with reward and satisfaction, making it easier to stay committed to your goals. It's a way of reinforcing the behaviors and habits that are leading you toward success. Each celebration becomes a reminder that you're on the right path and that your efforts matter. It's important to recognize that progress doesn't always look the way you expect it to. Sometimes it's big and bold, like completing a major project or reaching a significant milestone. Other times it's quiet and subtle, like staying consistent, showing resilience during a tough time, or making a choice that aligns with your values. Both kinds of progress are equally deserving of celebration. By celebrating progress, you cultivate self-compassion. You allow yourself to feel proud without the need for perfection. You acknowledge that growth is a journey, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. This mindset not only boosts your confidence, but also makes the process of achieving your goals more enjoyable and sustainable. Remember, life is not just about the peaks, it's about the climb. The small victories, the lessons learned, and the steps forward are what truly shape you. When you celebrate progress, you honor the work you've done and set the stage for even greater accomplishments. So take a moment right now to reflect on how far you've come. Celebrate it, and let that celebration propel you forward. Patience is often overlooked in a world that moves at lightning speed. We're constantly encouraged to chase instant results, quick fixes, and overnight success. But true growth, the kind that lasts, takes time. Patience is not just about waiting, it's about trusting the process, staying committed to your journey, and understanding that good things often take longer to build. When you plant a seed, you don't expect it to sprout into a towering tree overnight. You water it, nurture it, and give it the sunlight it needs. Even when nothing seems to be happening on the surface, you trust that growth is occurring beneath the soil. The same principle applies to your goals and aspirations. Progress isn't always visible at first, but that doesn't mean it isn't happening. Patience allows you to keep going, even when results aren't immediate. Impatience often comes from a place of self-doubt. We start questioning whether we're on the right path, whether we're doing enough, or whether our efforts will ever pay off. But the truth is, rushing the process doesn't lead to better results. It leads to burnout, frustration, and missed opportunities to learn and grow along the way. Patience, on the other hand, gives you the mental clarity to stay focused and keep working steadily toward your goals. Being patient doesn't mean you're settling or lacking ambition. It means you understand that meaningful change takes time. The most rewarding achievements are rarely the easiest or the fastest to attain. They require effort, persistence, and a willingness to embrace the journey. Patience allows you to value the process instead of obsessing over the destination. It helps you find joy in the small steps, the lessons learned, and the person you're becoming along the way. Patience also builds resilience. When you encounter obstacles or setbacks, patience helps you stay grounded. It reminds you that challenges are temporary and that every step, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goal. It's through patience that you develop the strength to persevere, even when things get tough. In a culture that glorifies instant gratification, patience becomes a superpower. It sets you apart by allowing you to focus on long-term success rather than short-term rewards. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results, but patience teaches you to trust the timing of your life. Not everything will happen when you want it to, but that doesn't mean it won't happen at all. Practicing patience also requires self-compassion. You have to be kind to yourself and recognize that progress doesn't happen in a straight line. There will be moments when you feel stuck or frustrated, but those moments are part of the journey. Instead of being hard on yourself, remind yourself of how far you've come and the effort you've already put in. Patience is about perspective. It's about seeing the bigger picture and understanding that each day, each effort, and each small win is a piece of the puzzle. Success isn't just about reaching the end goal, it's about the growth, experiences, and lessons you gain along the way. So take a deep breath. Trust the process. Be patient with yourself and your journey. Great things take time, and the time you invest now will pay off in ways you can't even imagine. Keep going, stay focused, and let patience be your guide. Your future self will thank you for it.